This is a new pair. I lost the old pair and I haven't had to remortgage because they're so damn cheap. Good morning, everybody. I've just picked up the keys to this property. I priced maybe 3 or 4 months ago. We're fitting a shower circuit today. The plumber's done the shower, so we're going to be wiring the cable, etc., to the shower. I can't actually remember what fuse board is in this property. I always tell people, take a lot of pictures, and I took pictures, and I've got to get an RCBO, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. So I thought I'd film this before I go in, so you're in the same situation as me, or just looking at it as you would be. So let's get in there and we'll have a look. So here we go. I know they've done a lot of refurb in here, some new carpets, painted the walls, etc. What I'm going to do first is quickly shoot in the garage, which is this way, just so I can have a look at what is going on in here again, because for the life of me, is there a light switch? There it is. What is it? MK. So, can we get breakers for that? We shall see. Yeah, we'll have to have a look at that. But yeah, this is my route. If I remember, it comes up here. What I'm going to do is clip along here. Probably put some metal bandy on this. It is up high, you know. Take the premature collapse, what you want to take it as. So this is going to go up here. I believe it then comes through up here somewhere into a cupboard. So if you can imagine that's that garage I just showed you down there. You can see it. There's the garage roof. So then this should come into this cupboard here. So I think all the boxing in and pipe stuff come in here, and the plumber's put a new water pipe there. So we've got to come through at an angle or whatever into the garage somehow. Maybe take this boxing in up, and then it feeds a new shower just there. So yeah, let's get all the stuff in and let's get on with it. Looked at this again, and this where this hole's going to come out, I don't think is going to be. It's actually going to be in line with the fuse board, I'm hoping. So what I'm going to do is, I know the garage is literally, the roof of the garage is up here somewhere. If you look below that window, the garage roof's there. So I've got all clear. There's nothing on the back of that wall. So I'm going to put my pilot hole through first, down on the angle, and see where it comes out. So just a little tip. What I do is, I just take my drill off, leave the drill bit in, and then you can actually see where that's come out. As I suspected, it has come out bang smack there, which is bang on where I want it, and it's pretty much in line with the fuse board, bar one joist over. So yeah, sweet as a nut. So let's get on with it. Just a little bit off topic while I run to the van, I picked up this Stanley box from Screwfix. This has now become the main toolbox. Lost these, so I picked some more of these up. And now the old bag has become like the plumbing bag. If you see, I've got mastics, glues and whatnot in there. Also picked up these screws, and they're going to go into that new Stanley box there. Literally waiting for that battery to charge. It's now charged, so I just did this. Oh, looks alright, doesn't it? Just label these up so you know when you've used it, which one it is. The reason I got this box is because you can multiple stack these ones, or you use these clips on the side, and it also just gives the side of the box, keeps that lid shut. So I did buy a brand new drum, 25 metres of 10mm. I did a shower a few weeks ago, you probably saw it on the channel. I had an offcut left. It was probably maybe 10 to 12 metres, and I'm hoping, I haven't checked yet, but I took it off the drum. I poked it down my hole, and hopefully it's going to be long enough. Because all we're doing is bringing some trunking along this skirting up to here. And I'm going to mount the switch in here, a 50 amp double pole isolation switch, and then I'll come up with some trunking across and just go back entry with the load side cable coming out the switch. yeah, so that little offcut is going to be perfect actually. You can see where he's come through. What I'll do is seal the holes with intermittent mastic, which if there is a fire it swells up, creates an hour, or it's either an hour or 2 hour barrier. So what I'm going to do now is bring this cable along. I'm probably going to put some armed cleats on this. Then every other fixing I'll put a metal bandy strap. But obviously we are fixing to wood, so if there is a fire, that will stop premature collapse. But once this building goes up, it's all going to collapse anyway. So if you're in it at that time, yeah, you can pretty much, you're not going to be here much longer if you are in here when this comes down. But anyway, I'll show you this once I've got it in. I'm going to leave it cooled up here for now, and then get the other end done, and then I've got to go off and get a breaker for that. While I've got all my stuff laid out here, I thought I would show you. This is the fixings I'm going for, so just normal SWA cleats. And then we're just going to go for some banding strap. If you don't know what it is, it's just a black perforated fixing band which you can cut to specific lengths that you want and bend it over. And this is like a steel in there, so this will give you your you know, your metal fixing, if you like. If that cable, you know, if there is a fire in the garage and that does melt, that's going to hold the cable up long enough for someone to come in. But as I said again, if the garage goes up in fire, then you shouldn't be in there anyway. But yeah, that's going to stop the cables dangling down. But the trusty old clipping hammer has made an appearance again. Got some 10mm twin and earth clips just to clip along that beam. Every other one I'll probably do a metal bandy strap fixing. Okay, so there is the cable. That's got a bandy strap up there, so that is fixed to the wall. The wall plug, yeah, is a wall plug, but we all know that they are not going to mount in that wall. They've done tests on these wall plugs and they lasted like 5-6 hours. Cable swoops down, and then where it's above head hanging, every other fixing. It doesn't look the greatest, but it does serve a purpose, and I suppose it will stop that cable hanging on someone's head, because this is where the main fuse board is if they come to isolate this. Yeah, anyway, I think it's a load of old balls, but I've done it anyway. It serves a purpose. Cable's back at the board now. So I just thought I'd pop this cover off. I've isolated the board here just to check a couple of things in this board. One, I've come across that, which is fantastic, and two, they have added an RCBO in here. I think it's for sockets. Yeah, ring, ground floor. And then he's done some sort of, I don't know if this is a retrofit kit, but it's sort of bolted on. It's doubled up that there, if you can see that, and it's sort of bolted on there. And I understand why he's done it, because he needs to bring this buzz bar forward to give him this screw terminal for this RCBO, but just, I don't know. Just looks crap to me. So I just managed to find online Tool Station, eh? Why do you shop at Tool Station? Well, I shop there because you can click and collect. One in stock, 20 minutes away. RCBO, MK Century, Tool Station, £38. So what I'm going to do quickly is get the switch and the shower end done, and then we'll nip off. And it gives us an excuse to go and get a coffee maybe, and a little bite to eat, eh? Right, here we are, back up in the cupboard of love. Literally going to install some, what did I buy? 38 by 25 trunking. It's just going to go along the skirting board, like so. And then it's going to come up here to a switch, and then go up back entry to the shower. And I shall see you in a minute when I've done all that. Just a little tip for you guys. People always ask me about little tips, so I'll give them you as I go. Don't fix that trunking dead on that skirt in there, because you've got to allow for this trunking bend. So what you want to do is allow a couple of mil. You see there? Just a couple of mil, and then that trunking lid, flat bend, just clicks on there nicely, like that. Well, again, just another little tip. These knockouts are never big enough. So all you have to do is get your junior hacksaw. All I've done is mark my trunking, comes up to there, cut that with my junior hacksaw. Then I'm going to get my knife, score it across there a few times, and then bend it off with my pliers. Yeah, so there you go, that cable now fits easily in that hole, like that. Right, just a little update. All the trunking's now in. Trunking is now into the shower. This is my load cable, this is my feed cable. But just pay attention to when you are doing these switches, because the feed cables come in the top and the load cables go on the neon. So that's the bottom. So obviously you're not going to mount it like that. So a bit annoying, but that's why I got such a deep box, 47mm. So these cables can both, that will come up and go behind, that will come down and go behind, and then just push back like that. But you've got to plan these well, because you can't leave too much. You can't do this and then try and bend this and do that. You've got to make this off literally here, so it just sits back nicely like that. And that cable gripper there isn't for this sort of installation. That is for a cooker, really. If you use this as a cooker switch, and that comes straight out with no outlet. Bit naughty, but you should have like a flex outlet plate. But that would be to grip the cable for the oven. If you was to pull the oven out, at least it would be gripping on that rather than just in the bottom of the switch like that. Okay, so I'm just getting ready to do some insulation resistance testing. I'm not going to connect it into the switch because you've got the neon. But I've just discovered something epic about these switches. See that? It says neon there. You can actually unplug them and put that in the top. So I could make the feed in the bottom and the load out the top. And for testing purposes, look, I can now disconnect this neon and do my insulation resistance through this switch. So, little tip there for you. So I'm going to test this now, and then I'm going to push these little neon prongs in here, and then we're good. Right, insulation resistance testing is done. So is my R1, R2. So, I've made the switch off, and as you can see it's a little bit springy. So what I'm going to do is bend the tails in, push it back, and then let it off again, retighten all of the connections, and then push it back, and then, you know, peace of mind, it's nice and tight in your head. Right, so all the dead testing's done. I've connected the shower in. It's quite good, the shower, that it gives you 2 entry points if you was to bring the cable down here, or, you know, water inlet can come through here, under here, then up, and the cable entry can come this side if you want it to, but I've kept it the same side of the water. All I'm going to do now is blob this hole up, and then I've just got to do some live testing and some RCDs. I've siliconed up the plumber's pipe, and I've also siliconed up my cable there, just in case the water does drip down the back, it's not going to go into the plasterboard wall on the other side. Look, mwah! B50, 30 milliamp RCBO, £38. There we go. That breaker goes in there on the original buzz bar. I've stayed away from that retrofit kit. So yeah, that goes in there superbly. Okay, so I've just gone to reset the RCD. Times 1 we should be within 300 milliseconds, and times 5 is 40. What have we got? We have got 28 and 28. Perfect. It's come that time for the installation. I am going to put a little shower label on that. So it's on fully cold. Make sure that that isn't obviously facing at you, because you get soaked. Let it purge through on cold before you put any heat on it. That isn't flashing, obviously it's an LED, doesn't like the camera. So yeah, that's lovely, Plummy. Right, take 2, you know me, I won't edit it out. Right, that's nice and tight now. It's all purged through, cold, so we're now going to put some heat on it. What I'm going to do is put it on Eco, and then I'm just going to turn this round to half. See there, obviously temperature drops, that's because it's heating up the water now. And instantly that is lovely and warm. So that's a Myra Sprint. Nice, that's lovely and warm now. So I've brought my shower gel. Obviously I won't film this bit, I'm going to take a shower. I always test the showers in people's houses when I've connected them up, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so this one is pretty much done. I filled the hole with intermittent mastic. Cable again, clipped, comes over the top behind the strapping, and then as a token gesture, because there was a gaping hole, I filled just the top of the board. This doesn't go in the board, round the top of the board there, just because I wanted to. People might not agree with that, but to me that's better than a big hole gaping into the fuse board. So that's intermittent mastic, that is. And then there's the new breaker marked up as a shower there. Just going to put a mixed wiring sticker on the board. Okay, so I've just put my mixed wiring sticker just because this is a red and black installation, and I've put now a blue and brown cable in. So yeah, apart from that, it's good. It's got its 10mm water, 10mm gas. It's got its mains. They drop down there. Yeah, it's good. I'd like to say that my day is over, but I've got to go back to a job. We're doing some work in a couple of bathrooms, and she's splitting a mains bathroom into an ensuite. She's now saying she wants 2 10.8 kilowatt showers, so I've got to tell her she's not having that. Potentially she can have 1 in the main bathroom and a thermostatic shower, but she's not getting 2 10.8 kilowatt showers in one, and I think she's got 100 amp mains incomer, so we're not doing that. So I've got to go and look at that. I've also got to nip round a plumber's house. He's got his 2-channel timers playing up, so I think I've got to change that for him. Yeah. Right guys, that's the day done. Thankfully, I've talked that lady into having 1 shower. She's got a 100 amp fuse, I assume, because we don't pull the main fuse, do we? So we've got to assume it's a 60 amp to 100 amp. It says 100 amp, but that's the maximum it could take the carrier. So I've told her 1 shower and 1 power shower, so like an Aqualisa wired off a local circuit rather than a mains powered shower. So yeah, so that should be good. So thanks for joining me on this one again. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're enjoying the videos, I'll carry on. You know, thanks for your support. Take care.